Prescott Academy is a secret government-run school where young girls are trained to become assassins. Head of the organization, Hardman, recruits them as early as 10 months old, raising them without any outside media influences. These girls are trained to be deadly machines. By the time they are 3, they can shoot guns that are taller than they are. When they turn 5, they learn how to drive, and by the time they're older, they can expertly chase cars at high speeds. Each day, they practice various fighting techniques, so by the time they become teenagers, they are ready for dangerous missions without anyone suspecting them. The main rule at Prescott Academy is no attachments, so despite being orphans, the girls are never allowed to bond with one another, so they don't have names and are only known by their agent numbers. Currently, the best student at the academy is number 83. She excels in shooting and combat and is the most skilled among all the girls. However, the rule about no attachments never really made sense to her. One day, the girls are told to poke a stuffed toy with a pen, while the other girls follow orders. 83 holds the toy close to her chest. Hardman scolds her for this and destroys the toy, showing her as a bad example. This event triggers strong emotions inside 83, emotions that are about to overwhelm her. As time goes on, 83 grows into a teenager with exceptional fighting skills. Her main rival is number 84, who is always second best and deeply dislikes 83. Although she could easily defeat 83, they are both working for the same agency. 83 is the first in her class to be activated for missions, and although 84 is angry about it, she has no power to argue. After being activated, 83 goes on several missions. As a teenager, she blends in easily and never raises suspicion. She completes her tasks effortlessly, impressing Hardman. Despite her success, she longs for a normal teenage life that she never had. One day, while on a mission, she sees a group of teenagers having a party next door. Watching them laugh and dance makes 83 realize how different her life is. She has missed out on a lot of her childhood, and she doesn't want to miss her teenage years too. This realization pushes her to escape the academy the moment she gets a chance. But before she does that, she wants to experience what it's like to be a normal girl, so she starts secretly studying teenage life by watching movies like Mean Girls, The Princess Diaries, and Clueless. She also buys magazines to read during long meetings when she's not on missions. One day, while she is reading a magazine during a mission briefing, Hardman catches her and orders her to focus. Tells her the next mission is dangerous. They've located Victoria, a notorious arms dealer and mafia boss who must be captured alive within 2 days or she will disappear again. 84 wants the mission, hoping it will make her Hardman's favorite, but 83 is chosen. On the mission, 83 finds Victoria in a construction zone with 3 hostages. Victoria mocks them and removes their blindfolds. Suddenly, one of the hostages reveals herself to be 83. Without hesitation, 83 attacks and defeats all of Victoria's henchmen. She attaches a hook to Victoria, which is then pulled up by a plane flying overhead. Finally, the mission is complete, but Victoria still has her gun and aims it at 83. In a split second, 83 cuts the harness, dropping into the river below while Victoria is pulled into the plane. When Hardman notices 83 is missing, he tries to contact her through a device on her wrist. 83 hears him as she climbs out of the water, but she chooses not to respond. This is her only chance to escape her old life, so she throws the watch away and decides to leave everything behind. She never looks back. Back on the plane, Hardman is told they aren't getting any sound or video from her, so he says she is inactive and continues questioning Victoria. Meanwhile, 83 creates a new identity called Megan. She also transfers to a high school in Newtonton and finds a family to live with through a website. At the airport, the family comes to pick her up. It's made up of the mother, Mrs. Larson, her son Parker, and her sarcastic teenage daughter Liz. Liz isn't too happy about Megan moving in and struggles to adjust with her in the house. She finds it strange that Megan is excited about everyday things like taking the school bus. However, to make her mom happy, Liz agrees to help Megan at school. On her first day, Megan wears a ridiculous outfit that makes everyone stare at her. A few minutes later, a bully named Goo calls her fresh meat and everyone laughs. To make her feel better, Liz gives Megan some plainer clothes. During the morning assembly, Megan is asked to speak as a foreign exchange student. Before she goes up, she meets a geeky kid named Roger, who manages the school's Bands AV equipment. Based on the movies she's seen, Megan calls him a nerd. She is introduced to the whole school, but they just make fun of her, calling her names. Soon they start chanting for her to go back to Canada. When the noise grows louder, the school's band leader, Cash, interrupts with a song. He's the most popular guy in school, and everyone likes him. Megan is immediately attracted to him. At lunch, some cheerleaders invite Megan to join them, but she turns them down, thinking they might be mean like the cheerleaders in her favorite movies. In biology class, Megan meets Roger again and becomes friends with him. He seems interested in her, but Megan is still only thinking about Cash. The next day, she gets assigned as Cash's lab partner. However, some other girls from class ask her to pick someone else, wanting Cash as their partner. After class, the girls tell Megan that Cash likes girls who play the school mascot. Megan doesn't realize they are setting her up and goes to try out to be the mascot. She gets chosen right away and is asked to practice for the next game. During practice, a group of masked men rush at her and try to kidnap her. Megan uses her skills to easily fight them off, surprising everyone watching. She thought the masked men were agents sent by Hardman, but it turns out they are from a rival college just causing trouble. By the time she realizes this, everyone has filmed the incident and posted it on social media, which shocks her. At Prescott's base, Victoria is being held and questioned by Hardman. She knows that his method of stealing young girls' childhoods is wrong. wrong. She calls him out for it, but Hardman insists doing it for a good cause. Victoria is also interested in number 84 and plans to use her to escape. They find out about the viral video of Megan and assume she's working with a rival group. The next day at school, everyone is talking about Megan's impressive fighting skills. She quickly becomes popular. Her day gets even better when Cash invites her to band practice after school. When Megan arrives, she meets Roger and talks to him while waiting for Cash. Roger likes her personality and realizes they have a lot in common, but Megan is too focused on Cash to notice that Roger likes her. While later, she's invited to a high school party at Gooch's house. Megan is thrilled because she's only ever seen parties like this in movies, but on her way home that day, she's kidnapped by people from Prescott. Hardman believes Megan is working for a rival organization and refuses to accept that she just wants a normal life. To prove her honesty, he injects her with the truth serum and learns that she is telling the truth. Despite this, Hardman feels entitled to her life because he taught her everything she knows and demands that she return to their base in 2 days. Whereas people later drop her off at the front door of her house, pretending she is drunk. When Megan sees Roger again, she invites him to Gooch party, but Roger's father is strict about parties, so he refuses to go. Megan wishes he would come since he is her only friend at school. That night, Megan arrives at the party with Liz, who is forced by her mother to go. To Megan's surprise, Heather, now going by the name 84, is at the party too. Megan suspects Hardman sent Heather to keep an eye on her, but Heather doesn't confirm or deny it. Roger shows up at the party looking for Megan, but is upset when he sees her with Cash. By the end of the night, Cash asks Megan to be his date for the homecoming dance. The next morning, Megan gets on the school bus only to discover that Hardman is disguised as the bus driver. He warns her that Victoria has escaped from Prescott and plans to take revenge on her. He offers for Megan to return to Prescott, but she refuses. Later, Megan and Liz are driving to school when they are chased by a masked assassin. During the car chase, Megan tells Liz the truth about her past life. They crash in a junkyard along with the assassin's car, but the assassin gets away. Megan realizes the assassin is Heather from the scent of her perfume. Liz is taken to the hospital after the crash. Megan wants to leave, believing she could put the family in more danger, but Liz insists that abandoning them would be worse. From then on, the two girls grow closer. Megan tells Liz everything about her past as an agent. They go shopping together for homecoming outfits and help each other get ready for the dance. Liz goes with Goot, who has changed after spending time with her at the party. Meanwhile, Megan goes with Chase. She expected the night to be special, but Chase barely talks to her. After some time with him, she realizes his personality is all about being popular. Megan breaks up with him and asks Roger for a dance instead. To her surprise, Roger turns her down and goes to Heather. The two girls argue over who gets to be Roger's date and end up fighting. They wrestle through the venue, destroying decorations, and finally end up in the kitchen. Heather attempts to stab Megan, but Liz sneaks up behind Heather and stabs her in the leg with a corn dog stick. Megan runs Heather over to the head, then inherits Heather. Girls run home, only to find that Victoria and her followers have taken Mrs. Larson and Parker hostage. So Megan fights them off, but is unable to stop them from capturing Liz. Megan stops fighting, thinking of the family's safety, but still hopes Hardman will come to help. Victoria mocks Megan for being naive and reveals she was the first Prescott girl. Number 1. To like Megan, she left Prescott because they took away her childhood. Victoria challenges Megan to a one-on-one fight and easily defeats her. Just as all seems lost, Hardman arrives with reinforcements, rescues Megan, and captures Victoria. They knock her out with the tranquilizer gun. Megan thanks Hardman and hugs him for his help. In the final scene, Megan stops Roger on his way home and takes him on a helicopter ride with her. Subscribe for popcorn. We are racing towards 2,000 subscribers.